Hello, this is Scott. I want to talk about something that frustrated me immeasurably last night. Last night, I went to Chicago after work and I attended Mr. Leather's 6410, which was held at the Jackhammer Complex in Chicago. It was Saturday night. I did not get to attend Friday night's festivities, and I had to come back when the contest was over. Let's get to the part that frustrated me. First of all, let's start with this. Let's start with this instead. Leather 6410 is to be commended for what they do for the fetish community, the kink community, the leather community, and everything else connected with that. They do a lot of good work, and their show, for the most part, is amazing. It's good. It's a good contest to compete in. That was my first contest 2 years ago. Unfortunately, because of all the other contests that go on, there is a certain standard and a certain expectation, and last night it was not met. The show was billed to start at 8 p.m. It didn't start till almost 9, maybe even after 9. I didn't really note the time, but it was definitely later, a lot later than it should have been. And I don't know if that's drag queen time or what, but that kind of needs to not be a thing anymore. People have things to do. They have to get up to go to work in the morning. And we had the time change. The clocks went forward last night. And some of us do not have the luxury of staying in a hotel overnight. Some of us have to drive distances and drive back. And that was certainly my case. I had to be at church this morning to do my job. But first I had to drive a couple hours and get a couple hours sleep before being up for church. So being a zombie this morning is not fun. The big problem I had was the lack of time management. The late start was perhaps forgivable if there were circumstances that I wouldn't know about, like we had to wait for the judges to get back from dinner or something, because that has happened on occasion. Or something like that. But why the hell does it take 4 leathermen all that time to get changed in their formal wear? We were told out front that they were getting finishing touches from the boot blacks. Well, what the hell was going on? I know Sparky and Becky are professionals and they do an excellent job of leather working. But what were they doing? One contestant at a time while the other 3 were kicking their heels and polishing everything in sight? I mean, touch-ups, not a full body job. I'm not sure which is fact and which is not. But I don't believe that could be the reason that we were held up. And then there were long breaks. They were should have been 5 minutes and they turned into 12 or 20. And just wow. The lack of time management. When I had to compete in both the shows that I did, we were given a strict schedule and we were expected to adhere to it. We followed it and we kept things going. We got there on time and we did what we were supposed to do. Any other contest, that would be points off, including major things like IML. But that's a slightly different standard because that's on a worldwide stage rather than just a small community stage. Maybe not a small community stage, but it is certainly small. And when there was something going on, contestants were giving their speeches or answering questions or whatever, the audience would not shut the hell up. I've been to Mr. Chicago Leather on many occasions, and John Pendle, who MCs that event regularly, has a unique and fun way to get the audience to be quiet. Because guess what, Mary? It's not about you, so shut up. Put a sock in it. And that kind of thing needs to be regularly enforced during the contest when the bar starts to gab. If you're not there to watch the show, don't be there, because you're noisy, you're taking away from everybody else who is there to attend the show and support the contestants they like. And it also takes away from the contestants because they're up there opening their hearts to us and telling us about themselves and how they represent the community. And we can't focus on that when you're constantly gabbing and having personal conversations. Just put a damn sock in it and be quiet. And don't take away from somebody else. By the by, if this was somebody's first contest they attended last night, I can imagine how they would feel about that. There was noisy, it was overcrowded, but that's partly because of space and that can't be helped. And we couldn't focus on it, and there was so much wait time. The contest was still going on at midnight when I left. And they just brought the guys out in hotware to answer more questions, which was evidently not part of the program. It was something to just kill time or something. I don't know, or just to stretch this out. But it was going on for practically forever. Fortunately, there was a small distraction in Mia Moore Westbrook. She did a fine job with a fun song that really wasn't long enough because I wanted to hear more of that. I don't recognize the tune. I don't recognize the song or what it's from. And maybe I'm being a bad gay for saying that. But that was interesting and that was fun. And that's the kind of thing that we needed to have in the show. Something to fill in all these gaps. Well, all this hurry up and wait nonsense. And whoever was responsible for that, you really dropped the ball this time. You did, because this was not a fun event. It was nice to see people, it was nice to be out and do stuff, but I couldn't concentrate on the contest or the contestants, and there were a couple nice things about it. But when the contest is still going on at midnight and you still haven't crowned a winner, that's a problem. When you can't start you can't start on time, and it's an hour late to start, that's a problem. When your audience gets so frustrated or just isn't enjoying it, there's so much that they're gabbing all the time, that's a problem. And these kind of things need to be corrected before the next one. So I don't know if I will continue to support the Leather 6410 contest. I'd like to, because I appreciate what they do, and I did enjoy participating in that contest 2 years ago. But this level of organization, or disorganization in this case, I just can't, it's not acceptable. And I should hope that it was just a fluke, and hopefully not too many people were disappointed by the way that turned out. By the by, I want to congratulate John Owen for his win. I know Mark is smiling down in heaven from you for winning, so good job. And no, that's it. This video is long enough. 7.5 minutes. Thanks for watching.